Superman Day was just like yesterday as of the streaming of this. And there's footage actually. We were expecting a trailer, but of course, James Gunn always subverts expectations with the not very good stuff that he subverts them. So, me and my friend Logan are Superman fans through our whole lives, like the whole of the lives.
The whole of the life we have so far. Yes.
Yeah, English is great.
And even the life of Superman.
Yes. And we have never seen such crap in our lives. So, first of all, the movie is based, well, as far as we know, a great percentage of the movie is based on All-Star Superman, and that is a deconstruction of Superman.
Yeah.
That's not Superman.
It's not even canon.
It's not even canon.
It's not even a good written story. Yes, I said it. Yeah.
What was the other again?
The other one is Whatever Happened with the Man of Tomorrow, which is written by Alan Moore, but again, it's not canon story.
Yeah.
So I don't know why James Gunn decided to use not canon stories to base off his Superman, and why then everybody will say it's comic book accurate. These are not canon stories, and they are both deconstructions.
Yes. So the point is, guys, that if you're going to bring Superman on screen, you should use canon stories because they're based on Superman as he is supposed to be as a character. Just get that through your head if you're still thinking that otherworldly or other versions of Superman stories are Superman, because that is exactly what they are not. They're created so they can give you some kind of an alternative version of Superman and what can happen to him and the characters that he cares about. But that's not Superman as he is supposed to be. That's a fact. You cannot argue with that. If you argue with that, then you don't know the comic books and the comic books types that they are.
If your meeting with Superman is just with those comic books that are actually, deconstructions and not canon, then you don't know Superman at all.
Yeah.
He's different there.
And that is what I suspect that David Cornside also read, because he actually pushed for the suit to be created. He pushed for the freaking panties over. Yeah. And now we're going to watch this. We're going to comment on this. We're going to tell you what the heck is, the issue that we were referring to in the title. If I haven't changed it by the time that you watch this, because I could change it to a better title, but the current title is "The Superman Suit Looks Bad." Actually, my actual opinion is the Superman suit looks worse than all the costumes that I ever seen on screen, and that includes actually the new Fantastic Four outfits, which are so bad. They're just wearing sweaters by this point. And that's not the only issue, the rest of the title. And yes, we're going to get to that. So let's play this.
Being a child, I loved the purity of Superman. It was a time when I was starting to understand what movies were.
Please, that's kind of fabricated.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to what we gathered from what he said, like real quick. Okay, I'm in Marry Spider-Man, fuck Superman, kill Green Lantern. Wait, did I say that out loud? 2018 resurfaced in 2011, which resurfaced in 2018. Context: this was a part of Marry Fuck Kill game on Twitter, meant as a joke. It drew backlash when it resurfaced with fans, including those on Snyder's Cut, criticizing it as disrespectful to Superman and indicative of Gunn's
suitability for the character.
Yes. Yeah. One user commented, "I won't support the person who makes comments. I don't see the humor in that, linking the Superman tweet to other controversial posts, though the Superman remark itself wasn't about B." So I'm not sure why is this really. That sounds real. And then Gunn apologized for the tweet in 2018, saying they were totally failed and unfortunate efforts to be provocative. And and he's grown as a person. But yeah, that's not what I was looking for actually when he said that. I think those were maybe deleted or whatever.
I remember how he said something that he doesn't understand superheroes in general.
Okay, here it is. In April 2017, 2025, Gunn expressed before that he does indeed find Superman's genre of heroism corny and cheesy, and implied Gunn didn't want to do the Superman film, suggesting a lack of understanding or fit for the character. However, this post doesn't provide a specific source of quote. Okay, I do think that what I did saw years ago is not there anymore, but I did saw it, that he said that, like, for sure. Okay, let's continue.
James didn't know that Superman was in his future. He wasn't sure that that was the one he should be doing.
That's actually some Zack Snyder shots right here with the
I
boots.
mean, we're going to see a lot
And then
of
he
this.
called me one day and he said, I have a way in. I know what I want to talk about.
I had been trying to crack it for years. This character's noble and he's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, he says that this character is noble and beautiful, and they show us the shot of him lying down, battered and beaten
beaten
and
up.
bruised and everything
Yeah.
in the snow. Why didn't they show the shot how he was walking there on the snow or lying or something? That, you know, something really noble and beautiful, and not that.
Yeah, and Dear Titan says in the chat, when I was very young, Superman was the first superhero I heard of, and I was in awe of him. This version, he's not that Superman. No.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah,
he's not.
pretty
Superman
much
is
not.
strong.
That we see that this Superman there is just lying in the snow, and
Yeah.
they couldn't even show it. Even in this behind the scene, they couldn't show a heroic image or something when
No.
they say it's noble and beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't see one shot.
Not even one.
We just finished day 1 on Superman.
Yeah.
Now look how they fixed the suit in post.
Yeah.
Like everyone said it would be, and yet what we see, no.
Oh, it's always the same.
It's actually probably this was the moment in which he put on his boot, because we saw him for the first time with that dirty suit and he's putting the boot on.
Yeah, it looks awful. There's so many creases and folds. It's so loose. It's so thick.
Yeah,
like,
but,
so
but
freaking thick.
people will say, what, you know, the covers are, you know, like in the comic book, so it's okay. How do the covers make it okay?
Yeah, just the color's not enough.
In which comic book he actually had a suit like that? Not even in 1938 he had a loose suit.
Yeah, although I do think that there's now two versions of the suit. One is that one. I mean, of course, he's gonna wear a dirty version of the suit, but I mean that it's a bit different. This suit looks like he doesn't have such deep lines around the logo, and he does look a bit more fitted. And this one looks, the dirty one, also the other that's also like this one that we saw on the set, looks more loose. So I do think that there's a bit more fitted costume, but it still looks thick.
Still, yeah.
And he doesn't show any definition anywhere on the body, and it still looks horrible. So yeah, just like a condom on him, or like a jacket man, like a jacket with the pants man.
Yes.
It's been a hell of a week at the office.
I also don't really like David Cornsweat's attitude. Always when I see him on interviews, how he talks and all that, he seems very cocky in some kind of a way. Not like Henry Cavill, who seems very how's the word for that?
Whoa. What?
No,
Which
no,
one?
wholesome?
Wholesome, yes, wholesome.
Yes, that's what I mean. He looks humble, confident, but humble and very nice and very sweet.
He
but
never gave
humble.
ideas like, for example, let's make the suit this, let's put the pants on.
He didn't say anything
he
because...
didn't say anything. He was just doing his acting job.
Yeah, and now we're supposed to listen to actors who don't know anything about anything. They're like, hey, yeah, let's put the pants over the,
I think that the character should be like that and like that, because I saw one comic book and then I decided, oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's a
and I
judge.
don't know who this guy's supposed to be on this platform, but looks like Superman's stunt double, and he looks really bad.
Could be Guy Gardner because
face.
he has a stupid hair or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
No,
It
but
looks
that
like
is
he have a
short
cape
or
and he
something.
has boots. Who knows? Who that is?
His scripts are so unique, his stories, they're heartfelt.
I'm not sure if the stories are heartfelt. I mean, James Gunn always it's trying to deliver. I mean, he's trying to deliver emotion, but a lot of times it just falls flat on its face. It does feel fake and it does feel forced. Especially if you watch the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie, it feels forced. I didn't feel anything for when that guy Mindu died. I don't care how he's called.
I forgot to. Yes.
Yeah.
Who cares?
They cried and so sad. It wasn't sad at all. I don't care. If I don't care, and I usually care what's happening in my superhero movies, then you can tell that's freaking forced.
We love the opportunity to play with the incredible DC library of characters and stories, and we really want to do justice for them.
And keep in mind that we
Hey,
had
Metamorph.
this is so ugly.
I
Why
wanna-
does he wear these
I want to ask,
pants?
why is Metamorph wearing this boxing or boxer pants, trousers, something? But I mean, I really don't know.
Yeah,
The-
don't kill me. My mom name is Martha.
Nice.
Okay,
Good.
that's good. That's cool.
Also, Metamorph looks kind of fat. No, that's probably because of the suit or something. But still, again, why is Metamorph in this movie?
Yeah.
Why is he doing here?
I mean, almost no one knows
Yeah.
who he is.
Almost no one. Yeah.
Welcome to the Daily Planet. It's been so much fun.
I mean, the Daily Planet looks like the Daily Planet.
it looks
The
pretty
one
much
thing
like
that
the
I
Daily Planet,
do
yeah.
like is the feel, the look. It looks like it's DC, Superman, Metropolis. That is that is how it looks like.
That's how it looks like. Yeah, that's actually a positive here. If you could say one positive or something. But I mean,
Yeah, that's one thing. But I just worry it's not gonna be really true. That is going to be a bit fake, That's what it worries me. It's similar with some of Joss Whedon's stuff that he makes, and I watch a lot of his movies and shows. Sometimes there's real feeling there, but a lot of the times he's just trying to copy someone else and put it in his work and then represent that emotion, but it just doesn't work. It's not the same. So, kind of feel like that with James Gunn. Him and Whedon, I think, have some similarities when they make movies.
although maybe James Gunn is even more cynical.
Yes,
Actually,
that's also what worries me.
Yeah. He said once that he doesn't understand love. So okay, how you're doing a movie about character who is all about hope and love. We don't mean just by love. We don't mean the romantical thing. Just we really mean love.
And again,
How you do that?
we will explain actually. Snyder fans are not DC fans, they're just Snyder fans. No, we don't agree with that.
He also says that this movie is comic accurate. To which comic book is accurate? To which one?
Which one?
When Gunn clearly says that he based that, he also put all images to All-Star Superman and whatever happened with the Man of Tomorrow. How is this comic accurate? These two comic books are, again, we said it in the beginning, they are not canon, they are deconstruction stories. To which comic book is accurate, man? Just because Daily Planet has the gigantic globe on it? Who cares? It's Daily Planet. Of course, it's going to be, a newspaper stuff and things. Who cares about it? I want to see the character to have his personality. Don't care if Daily Planet will have the gigantic globe. And oh my god, the gigantic globe, I saw it as a child.
Yes, great.
Is the great?
Great.
Okay,
It's
fun,
great,
good,
but
okay. I
not
also
enough.
saw it as a child, but I never cared about, hey, look, that's a newspaper with gigantic globe. I just care how Superman, for example, catch the globe or stuff like that, and the personality of the character.
Okay, let me
What
handle
else
this.
could it be?
Let me handle this. All-Star Superman is not canon, guys.
Not even Kingdom Come, because he said
Kingdom
in
Come.
Kingdom Come, man.
It's
if
not
you-
canon. It's a deconstruction of the character. So you
Of
can
all the
like a
characters.
deconstruction, but deconstruction literally means this is not the character. This is a version of the character that is not canon and is not supposed to be the character to begin with. That's the point of
Exactly.
making a
That's the
deconstruction.
point of those
So if
stories,
you're
yes.
based a Superman movie, that's supposed to be canon for the movie universe. You are not doing this by using this type of a story because you are basically committing infidelity to this character.
Basically, yeah.
Basically is what it is. And don't tell me anything about Snyder fans because there are Snyder fans and there are Snyder fans, okay?
Yeah.
There are many things about the Snyder movies that were actually very brilliant and others that people didn't get and others that maybe they weren't. But
Not weren't, yeah.
there are a lot of things also there that had substance which have to be explored, and we are going to explore that in an essay, that were overlooked or just went totally over people's heads. It's also a kind of a deconstruction of the character.
Yeah, also, if you think that it's comic accurate to Kingdom Come, because James Gunn, by the way, have never said that, just because of the logo, man, really, it's a logo.
It's a logo.
It's a logo. Doesn't make it comic accurate because of the logo. You can also say that the texture of his boots is from Man of Steel comic book number 6 from 1986.
Yeah.
Is that also accurate then? Is the personality of the Superman in Kingdom Come has nothing to do with Superman at all. That's the idea of those stories. You give it to the writers and tell them, make whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's an Elseworld story.
Exactly.
And they do exactly that. Grant Morrison did that with All-Star Superman. Alan Moore did it with whatever happened with Man of Tomorrow. Whoever wrote, I forget, Kingdom Come and things like that. All of these. Red Son is a deconstruction story, and again, people say, you have to do it, it's the greatest Superman story. Oh, the Russian Superman, who was born and raised in Russia, that's the greatest Superman story, really. You know, because where you see him, how he believes that he must be a communist or stuff like that, and Batman is a freedom fighter, whatever.
Yeah.
Good.
Also, the yellow logo on his back looks like cheese.
Exactly.
It's like the cheese, just somebody slapped it there. That's another topic. I don't really care about that. I'm just saying it looks kind of like cheese over there. Okay, never mind. So, South Calling Guy 87 says, I don't want DC to become or turn into Marvel 2.0. Neither do we. We also don't want that.
Yeah.
Gunn's Superman isn't doing anything that is saying to me I need to be in theaters day one. It's past for me. We totally get you.
Yeah.
We get you. But we're going to also, explain some of this. We just have to get to it. So we're going to get to it, finishing the comments, and we're going to get to it. Snyder's Superman was just Injustice Superman. That's factually incorrect, man.
Factually incorrect. How was he Injustice
He's a good Superman.
Yeah.
He was that. Now the difference is that this Superman has the good quality of Superman. He is Superman, but he is put into a very realistic situation. So you may not like the realistic situation, but if Superman's world that he was born in and the people that treat him this way or that way or whatever he went through with Zod, if that really happened to him in the first comic book, then that is how things will be. So you may not like this as a story, but that's a good Superman. He saved people, and he did everything possible.
And he killed Zod to save people, because he does say Zod. Okay, man.
He also killed people in the comic books.
First of all, if we go back to 1938, you can clearly see Superman, by the way, in the beginning when he was more like a vigilante, killing people, dropping people mid-fly, criminals, throwing a guy like that, and then you'd never see that guy again.
He killed
That's
people.
a different question. But in Superman 2, the theatrical cut, not the Donald cut, the theatrical cut, the one that everybody knows, in Superman 2, he kills Zod too.
Yeah.
He kills Zod. Yeah, it's not so in your face thing. It's more like, again, a whimsical moment. He just, throws him there and he falls. He's dead.
Yeah.
The other two guys, I forget their names, Thor and Ursa, I think they're also dead.
Yeah.
They're also dead in that movie. You remember that? Have you watched it? If not, go and watch it. They're also dead there. Plus, you cannot compare that he's like Injustice because he kills the Joker in Injustice because of Lois Lane. He has to kill Zod so that he actually stop other people from being dead. He didn't like it. But in a realistic world, as she said, you have to save the other people.
Yeah.
You can't just say, oh no, Zod, don't do that. And Zod will say, okay.
He didn't kill them.
This is not
still
Marvel.
Killed the women and the children. Great.
This is not Marvel when... The girl says to, what was it, in Modok in Ant-Man 3, Darren, have you tried not being a dick? And he says, well, okay.
Yeah, that's naive.
Here we go.
That's naive. Plus, if he doesn't take action, people will die. Then he has the responsibility. If he didn't take an action, he was a pussy.
Exactly.
So sometimes it's about being a man. If he has all the power, he cannot be treated as a normal person and say, well, a normal person. He's not a normal person. He has a power and he chooses to use it to save people. If he chooses that, sometimes he has to choose to kill in certain situations. If we are writing the comic books in this way, he's gonna kill people even by accident many times, probably before he learns. But the comic books are trying to create this idealistic image of that never happening. I mean, later comic books, but the original ones, they didn't have that filter. They just made Superman kill because these situations made sense for that time. So in the movies, of course, you can argue that maybe he shouldn't kill or he shouldn't be put in these types of situations. You can totally argue that. Okay, fine. but that already happened in the movie. So now when we have this already, what else could he have done in this situation?
Yeah, exactly.
Zod said, "I will not stop. I will kill everyone that you love.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
terraform the planet, and I will kill literally everyone. That's women, children, animals, everyone. Doesn't matter. Babies, doesn't matter. So we treat criminals in real life. You know, in some countries, you put them to death. You put them in jail for their whole
Exactly,
lives.
yeah.
They're getting aped. I cannot say this word, in jail all the time. And you want to tell me that Superman heard that Zod will never stop, will kill everyone on Earth, no matter who it is, and believe me, when the planet gets terraformed,
The planet gets
terraformed,
Yeah.
the air will change. There's gonna be cataclysms. Cataclysms. And people will die in horrible ways. Like, imagine all the babies and all the animals and puppies and birds and everybody gonna just burn and burst, and whatever's gonna happen, you know, earthquakes, stuff like that. The air is gonna be toxic to breathe. They're gonna be so. The only decision when we already have such a situation is to kill Zod, of course. How can you not kill Zod? He's a military guy. He was bred to be this way, so he can never change. He's not somebody that you can reform because he's not born like Kal-El from a natural birth. By not giving him initial things to start up with, initial programming, because those, you know, Zod was programmed to be a soldier. He cannot be now something else. He cannot be anything else. He can be just that because he's born to be this way. Genetically, he's born to be this way. So he's a natural born killer. He killed his father, Superman's father, and he doesn't even know that. Superman doesn't even know that. So it's not about revenge. This is not about wanting to hurt someone. It's not malicious in that way. It is extremely necessary for Superman to take action. Otherwise, he's not a man. He doesn't deserve his powers. He doesn't deserve his powers. Let's think about that. If he doesn't kill Zod, he's a pussy. He's not a man. He's just a soy boy that will allow the whole world to die because he can't bring himself to just snap his freaking neck of a monster.
Just, you know, pat him on the head and say, Zod, don't do that, please, you know.
I mean, that's not, you cannot consider a human being Zod. He's not. He's literally artificially engineered being that looks like a human, that has powers that are beyond anything that we ever seen before, you know, except with Superman. And he is coming to kill us in the most horrific ways. So people often don't think that when he means world extinction, you never imagine all the babies that are gonna cry out in agony and just burst. You know, or just cry in agony and die.
Just, you know, get his feather and say, Zod, just stop, I have a feather.
Yeah.
I mean, again, he killed him even in Superman 2 after actually he had his powers taken away, and he still killed him.
Yeah.
You know, here he didn't have the chance to take his power away and things like that. And even so, again, he would never stop. I mean, Zod would never stop.
Yeah. Okay, we really have to move on. But yeah, we don't care about Snyder. We don't care about any director. We care about Superman.
Yep.
We are protecting Superman. We are speaking on behalf of Superman as a character. We want the integrity of the character to be kept on the movies. We don't care about Snyder. We are not connected to the hip with Snyder. But we understand. Yeah. He doesn't have an idea that we exist. We just want a good Superman movie. And whatever that decision was with that movie was a decision. It was otherworldly story again. So we don't prefer it.
So you can't tell me that it's comic accurate story. These are outwardly stories.
Yeah, we don't prefer what happened.
Not because of the logo, not because the way he combs his hair, for example. No. It's not the personality of the character. It's not the personality.
Yeah, if you want to talk about Superman, you can't be superficial. You can't just hold on to the colors. You can't just hold on to the hairdo. You have to have everything. You have to have the colors, the hairdo. You have to have the powers. You have to have the heroic look.
The tight suit.
You have to have the tight suit. that tight suit. You have to show off the physique because he's Superman, not Diaper Man, not SpongeBob Man, not Square Man, not I'm wearing a diving suit man, not I'm wearing a jacket without a zipper man with my pants on the outside.
It's
man.
carpet man, so that he never gets electricity. It's just like a gigantic carpet or something.
Yeah.
So let's continue.
Yeah. We don't have any god. We don't think about Snyder as a god. Like that's absolutely
But hey,
ridiculous.
if you think that James Gunn is a god,
Yeah, no one is, no one, no one freaking human, mortal human is. Jesus, I can't even say it's so dumb. Okay, let's continue.
Have the gang together finally.
I wear my trunks on the outside of my pants. Like, it's liberating.
No, it's not liberating. I'm wearing the trunks on the outside. It's liberating.
you know what is more liberating than that? Not wearing any pants at all. So
Yeah, any
I
pants
mean,
at all. If you want
that's
to be
more
liberated,
liberating,
just drop the costume. Just show us your schlong then.
yeah.
If you really wanna be objective here, like it's gonna be very liberating. Yeah.
Every Superman had the trunks. It's part of the character.
No.
How some trunks are part of the character? That's a suit.
And not every
You know,
Superman had a trunk.
Not every Superman had that, Also, yeah. I mean, okay. Is the new 52 Superman who first not wore the trunks not Superman at all? Just because his suit was different. As a personality, it was still Superman. So.
And the
What's
other
the
thing
problem
is
with
that we're not against the trunks that much, is that they're too freaking huge.
Actually,
Christopher
yes.
Reeve's trunks were not that big. They're
Yeah,
too deep.
Yeah.
The belt is too high. They're too deep. That's it, too big. Why they're so big? It looks just ugly
In no
terms
comic
of
book they were
design.
drawn that big, by the way.
Yeah, no comic book. They always draw them very well and not
Not
like
even
this.
the one in 1938 were drawn that big. Sure, there are, strongmen from the past that were wearing those, which inspired everything. But the ones that they were doing were not that model. They
Yeah.
don't look really like some type of short pants that you just put on.
So yeah, Superman 2006 had trunks, and we didn't mind because they were, they're
Really small.
Yeah,
it's
small.
Streamlined.
looked
Yeah,
aesthetic enough.
that look okay. I
The-
also like in the Christopher Reeve ones. I don't mind that.
Yeah, we don't mind that, and Branda Ralph looked at least great. I mean,
Okay, in the suit. It was tight suit.
the logo was too small, but
That's
the
the
suit
only
was
thing, yeah.
the suit was tight. So why didn't we go with that
Yeah.
at least, or
I know, but
kind of like that?
There were again people who complained about the logo, and they said to who was the director? I forget. Brian Singer. They said, why wouldn't you true to the look of Superman in comic books? And he said, what look? There are at least 10 types of logo in all the years. To which one I wasn't exactly correct, and
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah, it was too small.
facts.
But aesthetically didn't look okay. Not that it wasn't too accurate to the comic book or anything else. Aesthetically it looked bad. Just like those trunks. Aesthetically they look bad.
Yeah, the
That's
suit
it.
looks bad aesthetically.
Doesn't matter part of the character or not or things like that. I mean,
They
you
could-
can still have the personality of the. It's not as if they don't give him a suit if they don't give him the trunks. And we just watch Clark Kent. Hell, nobody complained in the past about Smallville.
Yeah.
I wanted to see suit there. Where was the suit? But so Tom Welling is also Superman.
He didn't wear the freaking
No.
suit.
No, yeah.
He had a CGI variant of him from
It was even
so
CGI, yes.
far away
Yeah.
that you can't tell who that is anyway.
Yeah,
And then he just wore the shirt of it.
yeah.
He never wanted to be Superman. He said it many times.
James in his stories, he does it with heart.
I don't
I
see when.
never saw
where.
heart in his stories, especially if you go back to his early movies, which some of them are even kind of horror movies, stuff like that. What heart is there?
There's always
If
like a
anything,
lot of
it's
cynicism.
disturbing. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very disturbing always, and
Exactly.
cynicism. He even went to animal cruelty in the last Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah,
movie.
Exactly.
He doesn't look very good here at all.
But he's liberated.
Yeah, but he's liberated, so it's all good. I mean, so thick, it's so rubbery, just like rubber.
Man as a character
Rubber
is
Man.
good.
Rubber man. And why is he walking And not flying here. He could be
because
just
he
flying.
decided I'm just going to do it more dramatically.
Is filled with hope.
Yeah. Okay. Trunks on the suit when done correctly, yes.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, we also prefer no, but if there has to be, you have to do them aesthetically, which they're not done aesthetically. So
The suit Gunn chose overall is just not good. Exactly, yeah, that's the problem with it. The overall suit is just crap. Yeah.
and Kingdom Come Crest again, otherworldly story. They're not supposed to
Yeah,
use that, but they
just the
did.
crest, yes.
So there's so many red flags about this. You know, using not real Superman stories for represent Superman is not a good way to do that on the big screen when you're supposed to make a definitive Superman for years to come, and he's using stories that are not a raw Superman
And not
canon story.
Yeah, yeah. You know, back in the days when they created that Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s, the guy who made it, who had no idea about Spider-Man, you know, forgot his name, John Semper Jr., whatever. So he actually got, you know what? He didn't got some Elseworld stories about Spider-Man to figure out how to do the cartoon. He actually got real stories. He also talked with Stan Lee to understand the character. He got the real stories from, you know, some of the 60s, from the 80s, you know, to see the overall look of the character and the personality. He didn't, okay, also, this one is an Elseworld story. It looks dark and gritty, it's different Spider-Man, I'm going to use that. No, you can't. He actually did his job. Why can't we have this?
Yeah, why can't we
this?
answer this question? Why can't we have
Yeah,
that?
why should it be? Everybody's doing that. You know, oh, the Dark Knight Returns, I want my Batman to be there. At all the Long Halloween, I want my Batman to be there. At all the All-Star Superman. These are not canon stories. They don't show the overall character and his personality.
No.
They just don't.
They just,
So,
it's a fact, guys.
stop
I don't
doing
know
that.
why we have to argue about these
No
things.
Kingdom Come. You want to make a Kingdom Come movie? Cool. But then
Cool.
what if we change the Superman inside, you know, who is not like that Superman in Kingdom Come? You know? What if we do that? Is there a Kingdom Come story? No. Make it an Elseworld story. What you can't say just, okay, we put the logo here and then some things from All-Star Superman and then from whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow. Really, by the way, that's a good question. Whatever happened with the Man of Tomorrow? you know, the Man of Steel of Tomorrow. Yeah, whatever happened. That there ain't him.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Jules, hi to you too. I don't like this. Don't love the suit. Yeah, I mean,
Nobody
who
does.
really loves the suit objectively? Not because of the colors,
Not
but
because
because
of
of the
colors, yes.
design.
The
Like,
design,
ask yourself,
yeah.
do you love the suit and like to see Superman without muscles, without how he always was? Because that's how Superman's supposed to be, with the muscles, with the physique. That is something that he is known for. He's a Kryptonian. He's supposed to represent amazingness when you see him. Like, wow, this guy, he looks like a flying amazing statue, and he's also good and he's also humble. That's the beauty of it. If he looks like
Exactly.
average man and not Superman, what?
Yeah, next
What
to
are you doing
next to
then?
Lex Luthor
What?
there with his business suit, both of them look like average man.
Yeah,
You know?
even Lex, because he
Yeah.
forgot his name again. The actor, forgot his name again.
Nicholas Hoult, yeah.
Yes, Nicholas Hoult. He's the less imposing, the most less that I can imagine imposing Lex ever. But okay, maybe he will look very,
Yeah.
I mean, act very imposing in the
And-
movie, whatever. We'll see that. And
He looks okay, yeah.
I just
But,
care mostly about Superman. And he's not Superman. And we're going to see that in a bit as well.
He saves
Okay, so, well.
again, creases.
Creases. I mean,
That's a
there's
crease,
a
man.
like look on the back of the shoulder. You know, there's like a huge
Yeah.
rubber part that's just sticking out, sticks
Exactly.
out, and everything else
It's a
here in the
secret
stomach
weapon.
is like
He's going to hit him with his creases.
yeah, secret weapon, a crease.
Exactly, a crease
A
over
fault.
here.
Here is your crease. Here is your fault. Oh my God, Superman! No, don't hit me with the creases.
Jules says that he's avoiding the marketing on purpose. I want to go in with little knowledge as possible. The marketing is horrible anyway. Don't worry. You're avoiding good for the good
Yeah,
thing.
where is our freaking trailer?
Yeah.
Like a real
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Yes. Hey, hi, Andre.
Hey, Andre, we're so happy to see you. What is up with my Bavarian friends? Hope life is smiling upon you. Thank you, thank you. Actually, we don't have a lot of time because I have to be a guest on Saturday Night Hypnosis, which is on Hypnotic channel. If you know this guy, he covers gaming news. So we gotta hurry up here, and because I have to go to bed at 7 7 p.m. I can't even believe that
Is
I'm
it
saying it.
PM?
Yeah.
people because it's the right thing to do.
Okay, and this we had that already in Man of Steel. I mean, the same shot, but he looks so much better
Yeah,
with the
I mean,
muscles.
for people who say that they want to stay away from Snyder, most of the shots we see in that behind the scenes, it's actually pretty much Snyder
Yeah,
shots.
there's always
Yeah.
already comparison of that
Yeah.
on Twitter.
We could use
This here too, this were somewhere too. You can actually see his double. His
Yeah,
stunt double
right
like
there
behind.
behind there.
And look at how the costume just shrink, like falls here on the shoulder, you know. And this is a very loose shirt that I have, and it's not even that
It's not
wrinkly
even that much
in
wrinkly,
comparison
at
with
least, yeah.
his suit, because his suit's so thick and so rubbery. Again, why? Why did
Yeah.
you? Why did you do this? Gunn and David Cornswet, who actually gave the idea, so I blame
a
him.
little bit more of that.
Superman was my original superhero, and it started on in comics, and I think it's going to be a game.
And that's
Frank
probably
Grillo,
Lex.
Frank Grillo, by the way, said nothing. Superman was my favorite, and it started in comics. I mean,
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, why didn't he say something? But I mean, they just told you to say something about the comic book or something like that. Okay, good. That's probably yes, Lex's suit, as we say. So apparently, for Lex's suit, it's not bright purple and green. They'll freak out because it's not going to be comic accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the marketing's so bad. Don't blame me for avoiding it. I mean, we can't avoid it. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
There is
marketing.
nothing. There was a man putting on his boot, then
I mean-
Superman on snow, then a dog jumping on him.
Yeah, broken bones,
Some broken
broken
bones,
organs.
screaming, shouting, everything.
That was we never saw that example in the comic books. He was beaten, but never like described as having broken bones or broken organs or screaming at the sun, which is supposed to heal him right away, even if he doesn't is not exposed directly on it.
To the people who always complained that Snyder's movie was a deconstruction of the character, when you make the unvulnerable character more vulnerable in order for the normal people to be able to see themselves as that's a deconstruction too.
That's a deconstruction, and it's
Yeah.
not supposed. We are
Yes.
not supposed to be see each other. I mean, see ourselves. Sorry, as Superman. We are supposed to be inspired by Superman,
Exactly.
not be complex filled, insecurities filled, pussies, but be the people that are like, wow, we recognize the amazing qualities and achievements of this great being, and we're just inspired by him, because even if he didn't have powers, he will still do whatever he can on day-to-day basis, like the best that he can, because this is his character. He was a crazy man, and we know what happens when he would just take over the world and kill everyone. But he doesn't do that, so he deserves respect for fighting with a lot of willpower and goodness. So we're supposed to be inspired by the hero, and especially Superman, and not relate to Superman in that kind of a way that everybody are used to use the word relate. You're not supposed to be Superman. You're supposed to be like, oh wow, amazing guy. I root for him. I hope that he can save everyone, and hopefully he doesn't suffer, because he suffers immensely. And every single day when he is hearing something around the world, like somebody kills somebody, and he cannot always be there, he has to willingly stop his hearing, so to speak, to not focus on everyone, because then he's never gonna have a life, and he
Exactly.
chooses
Yes,
to
totally.
ignore, and that does him great suffering, just grief,
Grief.
that he has to deal with that every day as Superman. But people don't know that. Like, imagine what it is to be tortured by everybody suffering, but you can't save everyone. And then, I mean, yeah, you can't. So you suffer. Just take it. Okay, we don't have time.
Change your
This is the beginning of the future. They are launching a new era.
I mean, if this movie flops, it's the beginning of the end. So
Yeah.
we'll see. If it's the beginning of the future, we'll see.
Right now.
It's the beginning of a whole new adventure
And it just looks horrible
in a
again.
whole new universe.
That's the best shot.
That's actually the best shot. Why wasn't this the first shot they ever showed us or things?
Yeah.
Why didn't they show shots like that to begin with and not him falling in the snow?
Yeah.
Look up from down the snow.
Yeah, look up and then we see him falling down.
Yeah.
In the first shots that we ever saw of Superman, he was just falling down, crashing onto the snow, looking like somebody beat the shit out of him because somebody did, and
in
who
a dire need of teeth
just getting
to get more.
yeah.
Started and we're already.
What is Crypto doing there? There's so many questions. Why is he there? Why he doesn't look like Crypto's supposed to look like? Why he doesn't fly? Why he's jumping on Superman when we have dogs and we know that they don't behave like that when you're hurt at all? Except they're some kind of mentally ill dogs, which there are dogs like that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But dogs usually are smart enough when they're normal, and they don't hurt you when you are hurt. That is just preposterous. So we all already know that James Gunn loves to put all of his relatives in his movies and all
even
of
his
his
dog.
friends,
Yeah.
and even the archetype of his rescue dog. Instead of the real Krypto in the movie, which doesn't have to be there anyway. But no, James Gunn is gonna be like, well, I'm gonna put Krypto in it. But he's not gonna be Krypto at all. He's gonna be some random doggy that's based on my doggy. We're gonna make it white. We're gonna make it not behave like a real dog. We're gonna make him an idiot. We're gonna make him hurt Superman for laughs. And that's very pathetic, by the way, but he doesn't care. And then we're gonna not even make him fly. So we're gonna cripple him, make him not fly. So if that's not like some kind of a cynical
The view
joke,
of dogs to begin with.
I don't know
not
what
to mention
is.
Krypton, yeah.
If you don't see that, I don't know how can you not see that? It is a complete, what's the word for a huge joke, but in a bad way in English?
Well,
I forgot. Okay, you know what I mean. It's a joke.
Deep in the DC
Sinister
universe.
one.
sinister.
In James Gunn we trust, and I think we can do it.
I really thought it's a parody, honestly. If I didn't know, I would say, is that a parody?
If it was a parody, it would be a good one. So.
Yeah. And here even the costume even looks worse.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can see how it is.
No matter the shot, it always looks.
Yeah, all the rubber like thingies that just stick around. Stick around.
Sticker.
And the cheese on the back. The piece of
But
cheese.
he has it on the back, so that's enough, I suppose.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so for Superman Day, we got this instead of the clever, but still some. Yeah, new shots and a lot of James Gunn ego, of course. Because
those can be very goofy, but again, they will never hurt you when you're hurt. They know if you're
exactly.
hurt.
They know that, yes, exactly.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
I have two. He had one. We meet people with dogs every day. No one's
They
behaving
never
this way.
do that, yes.
And all kinds of breeds and non-breeds. Breeds and non-breeds, literally mixed breeds. Doesn't not saying Cornswell doesn't have potential, but yeah, I haven't cared for the marketing so far. I mean, I was actually the first person that I've seen around maybe 5 years ago that was that I called it. I said that, you know, on my main channel, this is not my main channel, on the main channel I said that David Cornswell should be the next Superman if something were to happen to Henry Cavill Superman somehow, because I saw him already in Hollywood, which was a Netflix TV show, and back then he was very skinny, but I saw his face and the blue eyes and how his hair was made, and he had potential as an actor. He was a good actor for what I saw. So I was like, hey, if something happens to Henry Cavill, this guy would be great, but nobody knew who he was back then. So when he was actually announced as Superman, I was like, I can't even believe myself right now. That's amazing. But I really don't like how he behaves behind the scenes as well sometimes. I just feel he's very cocky and not as humble and wholesome like Henry Cavill is. He is handsome. He did train for this, but we're never gonna see
We're never
it
going to see
probably
that because of the suit, yeah.
because of the
So,
suit.
unless if there is, you know, like a shot of him not wearing a shirt or, you know, tank top or something. So, yeah.
Probably not.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see, guys. But we are not, by this point, by everything that we see, we just see a deconstruction, of Superman. We see him weak, and we never.
Vulnerable and yeah.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be the Man of Steel. You don't see him like that if you did not earn that before it.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, because the Jews said, I do like that they're showing Superman can be hurt. That was a missed opportunity in Man of Steel, but he's not supposed to be shown like that. Don't forget, that's again deconstruction. That's again totally human belief that it's boring if he cannot be hurt and that he can do everything and stuff like that. He is not supposed to be shown like that. That if anything, that's more part of the character than the stupid trunks. You know, not supposed to be like that. You know, in Man of Steel, they didn't need to show that. Just need to see the power, but he still struggled because he had this inner turmoil inside him. You know, that's the struggle. Not he will have struggles, not because he's all powerful or things like that. There will be another struggle.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Gunn wants to make Superman Quinn. Sorry that I didn't tell you before that. Really sorry. This time I just really
it was impromptu.
we really were so much in a hurry. We barely thought of anything. We were just like, quick, we gotta do this because I really have to go to bed soon. Unfortunately, for me. But yeah, David Superman can be hurt. Superman can be hurt, David, but he cannot be hurt in that way
And
that
not in
James
that
Gunn
way.
shows.
Not in the James Gunn way.
Not in that way. We gave many examples before, but when he is hurt, we just see him like bleeding a bit, and that's it. We don't see him like and know that he has broken bones or ever saw that at all, like
Yeah.
fractured
Can,
organs. Like
give
where is
also-
explicitly said that he had ever that when he
No,
fought anyone?
not even after Doomsday. Everything
Not
like
even
that.
after Doomsday.
You can depower him a bit so that like they did in the Justice League cartoon, you know, like when there were some Martians and they hit him with lasers and he flies off into a mountain and things like that. You can they did that and they said we had to depower him a bit so that the other guys from the Justice League actually have what to do, you know. But again, nothing was broken. He wasn't hurt like that. They just, you know, hit him and he flies a bit further away into the mountain. He needs some time to get out of the hole and come back to, you know, so that they just slow him down. That's it. Okay, depower him a bit like that. Let it not be like we just fly to do everything and nothing stops it. But hurt in that way, no.
No,
Just
I
no.
mean, haven't heard of Kryptonite. Haven't heard of Kryptonite before. Haven't
But we
watched
can't
Superman
use
movies.
always that, you know. So
We did.
yeah.
We look, man. We watched Superman and we read the comic books since we were kids. We watched everything possible that we could watch about Superman. Okay, and yes, we have heard about Superman. But you don't understand. There has to be respect towards the character, and you don't tell the audience that he has fractured bones and fractured organs, and then put him onto the sun lens to heal, and he screams like a little pussy. You don't do that to Superman. Okay, if you like that to your Superman, you cannot be Superman fan who actually appreciates Superman. You don't show him in these compromising positions. You show him hurt, but not in this manner. This is a simpleton way of showing Superman.
Yeah.
This is disrespectful to Superman. He doesn't need a freaking magnifying glass to heal him. He can heal all well and good on the sun.
Yeah. Okay. So
As well.
apparently we believe that because again we are Snyder fans or something, which we said a lot of time, but we don't care about that. Okay, man. But was Christopher Reeve's Superman not also all powerful? He freaking fly around the world to stop the time and turn it back.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Was.
but we totally forget about that, right? That he just flies and everything. He turns around
Let's
and
forget about
watches
that.
again. Like, just
Yeah.
forget about that. Okay. So just Snyder did it. Nobody else did it, right?
He didn't even do it.
Nobody else.
He didn't even do
actually Brandon Routh pull off a whole island with kryptonite on it, but he just put it on. That wasn't all powerful. We still forget about
With
that.
kryptonite
cool.
on it.
Cool, okay.
Yes.
Cool. We forget about all those stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
You gotta be objective. If you want to point us out any sources, you have to objectively point out all the sources where Superman is canon as well. Because canon are the comic books that are canon. Canon is not the comic books that are otherworldly stories, like All-Star Superman or Kingdom Come Superman. Those are not canon. They're not representation of
that's why
the
in
hero.
All-Star Superman he actually losing his power. He dies because of the too much sun or whatever that it was in that stupid story. It is not canon. Grant Morrison wanted to show. I wanted to show a vulnerable Superman, boy, because he speaks like that.
Yeah.
He's not sure something. That's what he wanted to show. Superman was cool. That's what again they wanted to show.
They just want to put Superman down, the authors themselves.
Also, they need to finish.
And then you
know.
like it.
Yeah.
And you like your hero being so shown this way. Are you
Again, he
kidding
says
me?
that Superman can be again, man. I want you to give me an example when he was hurt that much in all the other movies. Then 'Cause
Or
in comic
comic
books,
books.
comic books, yeah.
No, comic books where it was shown that he had broken bones and fractured organs, all of those things fractured.
Yeah.
And when he had to scream when the sun was upon him to heal
He
him.
didn't scream in The Dark Knight Returns when the missiles, and also in BVS when
He was nuked.
He was nuked and
He was nuked.
Didn't
He
hear
didn't even
scream?
flinch. And here he flinches when somebody hits him with a coffee mug. He's like, ugh. But
No context on how he got to the snow, and you're judging. Man, doesn't matter. He can get to the snow, but not with broken bones and all the other things. That's the trick. Okay, put him on the snow. Why do you need the broken bones and the his lasagna being hurt and whatever, and the organs and things like that?
My lasagna is hurt.
My lasagna is hurt.
Okay, we
Put
gotta
him on
go.
the snow, cool. Let him after that to get up, take off the snow and whatever, and
Yeah,
we
he
move
should.
on.
He must. I mean, he cannot
Let him
just.
go to take a break in his fortress, okay? Yeah. But everything else, and then the dog jumping on him.
Well,
nice.
he's not supposed to just fall from the sky, and then what? That means that he run away from the battle probably. And he decided, oh, I have broken bones, I'm just gonna run away and be here, like around my fortress, so they can pick me up and heal me, like. So somebody, the one that the guy or the what hurt him, is still out there somewhere.
Also, Queen says there is difference between being hurt and broken.
Yeah, being hurt, he was
Exactly.
completely broken,
Exactly.
unable
Yeah.
to continue.
Exactly. Yeah.
And when Crypto dragged him like a rag doll, I may say, I mean, I must say, sorry.
Because the Codemaster says, don't act like you are not Snyder fans. Don't act like you are Superman fan then. Okay, cool.
Don't act like, don't act like here.
Cool,
We
yeah.
don't care about
You
Snyder, we
probably
said
read
that
a
many
comic book
times.
yesterday or a couple of weeks ago. Cool.
We objectively
I
judge
read them
each
30 years ago.
movie.
So, yeah,
Each movie,
exactly.
each comic book, we objectively judge what is good and what is not good about these. So we don't care about certain director. We
Yeah.
We do not subscribe to a certain director. We just want very strong, powerful Superman.
Exactly.
How he's supposed to be with a good costume. That's it.
Yeah,
Simple.
I like the first Superman movie a lot, but I'm the first one who will tell you the moment when he turned back the time with the planet was the most stupid thing I have ever seen. Even when I watched when I was 8, because
Yeah. But nobody cares about
But
that.
that's again a director decision. You see?
Yeah.
Here we go.
So, go back, watch the old stuff. Okay. You kids talking about director. No, the canon source is older than your parents, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think he says to the guys in
Yeah.
the band,
Yeah.
Good dad.
Good
But
dad.
yeah, this is supposed to be it, I guess. Maybe we'll never get a second trailer.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
we
Maybe
will,
we will. But the point is that Superman is supposed to be strong. He's supposed to be based on the canon comic books. That's it. You're supposed to show
I
him
just saw a comment, yes.
as the hero. Okay, go, and then we go.
But Superman can rewind time while flying. No man. Okay. No man. Even the director of the first movie said that was my decision.
Yeah.
I didn't see it in the comic book. Watch freaking interviews with
With the
I
director.
didn't see it in the comic books. That was my decision.
Yeah.
And so all the other actors said, I know you think that that moment was stupid. It was his decision.
Yes.
It is there, man. You can read all about it. I read those things before the internet, by the way.
Yes.
So you can find it and watch it and know he can now maybe after the movie some comic book writer decides, you know what, actually that's a good power. I'm going to use it. Cool. But it comes from, again, not canonical source. Maybe in the comic book Superman 78, which is based on that, he can do it because he did it in the movie, but not canon. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, did we enjoy Snyder's take on Superman? We did enjoy a lot of it, and some parts are deconstruction, so no. But that's another topic that we're going to discuss
We're
in
not
an
blind
essay.
fans of Snyder things that, we enjoyed some things, others we don't.
Yeah, we can
well,
enjoy
yeah.
everything and all of that because the best Superman, once again, is not the one that is deconstructed, and that was a deconstruction of Superman. But there's more to it that we like to talk about, but it's gonna be in a very well thought out essay. So
Yeah,
we are working on that.
exactly.
No one movie is perfect, and no one director is perfect, because Snyder is always is also cynical about some things, which we don't appreciate. He also has some cynical view of superheroes, that he's not completely objective about how he wants to bring superheroes on screen. So there's that as well. We haven't seen one director that was like,
yeah.
I'm a specialist. I'm very well read on Superman, and I will do a perfectly well executed story that is based on the canon Superman comic books. We never will see that probably, and we never did
Probably.
before.
Just one last one, before we go. He should have evolution. He should be not very strong in the start, but he can get stronger through the DCU. So basically, what you mean is, and there was something like, everybody who doesn't like this new Superman is a cultist or whatever. Sure. Okay. So basically, what you mean is that we also should forget in the other movies in which he, like in Superman 1, in which he just appears in Metropolis one day and he can do all the things that he can do.
But
Because you want evolution of the character. He studied those things in his fortress. He doesn't get the evolution, man, is when he was a teenager, first finding out about his freaking powers in Smallville. When he's there. That's the evolution. By playing American football, one day he finds out, wait a minute, I can squish those guys, better not do it, something is wrong. Wait a minute, I can fly. Hey mom, your purse is in the kitchen, but he's in the other room and he can see through it.
Yeah, that's
the evolution. Do you want to see that again? That means that you want to totally forget about the other movies. Right?
Yeah, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
But the point is that the evolution of Superman, that's physical, the physical power evolution is when he was a kid, not now when he's a grown-up. You were supposed to see very strong Superman already. Now, he could be not inexperienced and to not know how to handle all the enemies correctly, but he should have all the powers. That is a fact.
If Superman knew he could rewind time? Yes, he did. He learned all the things in the Fortress of Solitude with the orbs and the, projection of his father, back then played by Marlon Brando.
Yeah, he has the technology.
Why else he would fly around the freaking Earth and try to rewind it if he didn't know he can do that? Just to, let his anger...
That is
Anyway.
why he has the freaking fortress and the Kryptonian technology.
Yeah.
That goes with Superman.
So we have to see in that. We can't just imagine that they show us that off screen, and because we saw him how he goes there, they have to show it in that and have 4 hours movie of him learning
every single thing.
thing.
We know that he did that. Anyway, guys, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We gotta go. So next time on a stream, we're going to discuss another thing that has to do with the new movie. We'll see what that is. But in any case, we're gonna be back and cover the whole thing and watch the movie and do a review, see what we actually think about the movie when the movie actually comes out, which is actually in 1 month time.
1 month? No.
Sorry.
More.
Sorry, that's a game. I'm thinking about the game.
The game. Yeah.
Ah, Jesus, I'm thinking about the game. So yeah, why did I think that it's so close? Anyway.
But the suit will be adjusted with CGI from what I heard. Man, no,
3
it's
months.
too late for that.
Too late for that.
It's too late for... Don't you see the behind the scenes and...
And we already see the footage that is already done with the trailer and the other 5 minutes.
But anyway,
it's
let's
done.
Go. Yes, it's done.
It's screwed up. The costume never gonna be anything else but this, what it is.
Yeah, we don't say that we wouldn't like the movie actually if we see different things. We just don't like the suit anyway.
The suit
we
is
might
bad
end
anyway.
up having a good movie with a stupid suit. It's objectively it's bad, the suit, sorry.
Yeah, I like the Fantastic Four just wearing sweaters by this
Right?
point.
Yeah, let's see suits like that.
Yeah, no muscle at all, who cares? At least this guy has muscle, but we're never gonna see it. Okay, guys, so bye for now, and yeah, till next time, actually. Bye-bye.